Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
Thank you, sir. I'm Ronnie Reeferseed. Okay, I'll stop there.
Okay, you will stop there.
But for weekly updates...
You will stop. Step back.
No, wait.
Your time is up.
I didn't make a sound, sir. We're not going to let him do this. Look, call 1-888-699-NEWS to find out for weekly updates, to subscribe to American Free Press. And for weekly updates... What?
Here come the cops.
What did I do? What am I doing?
Okay, what you're watching and listening to is a local Austin activist who goes by Ronnie Reeferseed, and he's branded himself as that. It actually does get him attention, and he's a hemp activist. And a lot of you have heard him as a caller into this show, and he was listening, and he did call in because on all three Austin news channels this morning, this was on television. It was on radio on every channel I tuned into, 590 AM. 93.7 KLBJ. I tuned into another station driving in. This is all they're talking about in Austin is why did the mayor have this guy drug out by police and banned for 1 year from coming into the Austin City Council. And then I'm told some of the other activists that were there who just said, hey, that's not right. They were thrown out and banned for a period. And to tell us exactly what happened is the man himself, Ronnie Reeferseed. This is what we see in Ohio at a public meeting, and the congressman saying, police, take these old ladies' cameras, who are peaceably sitting there taping, but letting the news continue to film. This is what we see in Quartzsite, Arizona. All over the country, government saying you can't sell tomatoes on a street corner. There's been more arrests and fines today with people selling lemonade across the country from California to Massachusetts. This is going on everywhere. You can't have a garden in your front yard. Now you can't have it in your backyard. Even if you live in a rural area, they're saying you can't have chickens now. I saw that report yesterday. Government thinks that it owns us, and Lee Leffingwell is an absolute joke. He's one of these Terrytown little globalist minions busy handing our infrastructure over to the New World Order, trying to take over our roads for toll companies. What a joke of a city council we have. What a sickening display of petty tyrants. But Austin deserves it because you let these scum do it. Let's just go to Ronnie Reeferseed. Ronnie, exactly what happened?
Well, thank you, sir. Yes, it was, as you were saying, I was, as usual, trying to introduce myself as I usually do. And that is, of course, Ronnie Reeferseed. And that's relatively mild. Now, what I'd recently done was I put a raspberry on the end of it with the fingers coming out of my ears, wiggling my finger, the thumbs of my ears, wiggling my fingers. That one little added extra level step to it took the mayor out of his chair, and he just blew up like a spoiled child and said, "No, we can't do. You can't do that. That offends me."
That's right. You can't defile his supreme parasiticness. And so you're meant to grovel. You don't go before an imperial ruler. And our president isn't called your excellency or your supremeness. In other countries, they are. And our American system is about pulling down disgusting leaders and not treating them with respect when they don't treat us with respect. So you've done your sacrament, your thing you enjoy so much. That's your free speech. What else happened there at the event?
Well, actually, I didn't even do it. They were planned. In other words, it was packed with police for some reason, unlike any other time. It was packed with police, so they were ready to do something, I think, to me, and they were expecting me to do the full thing, including the raspberry at the end of it.
Yes, you told us about that.
Yeah, but I did not do that. I just did the mild version that I just recently did for you, and that still, he pretended as if I'd done the raspberry, and he blew up and he called the police over. So it was just his overreaction. He's obviously out of control. And
yeah, but what about this issue of you being banned from the imperial court for 1 year?
that's what the security guard came up to me afterwards and said they've got a rule that if you cross this one barrier, the mayor made a point that I forget what the letter thing was, but they made some technical thing where they said I was disturbing things. I was disrupting the meeting.
And your public communication. But finishing up with Austin activist, and I'm going to be honest, I've met Ronnie Reeferseed a couple times. Nice guy, but he is annoying. And I'm annoying to some as well, okay? And it is obnoxious people that get things done. And he's branding that term, and so people listen to him, and he's trying to become an Austin type character like Leslie, but in a better way. And I think that's fine. My only issue is that I just was trying to get him to talk about what happened that we didn't see on the camera, and reportedly the mayor throwing other people out. I'm told John Bush was. You can confirm that, if not one of the guys with TAG, what Texans... or accountable government, and just the incredible arrogance, because they've already basically made it next to impossible to try to speak at council. Got to sign up a week before, or if you do get signed up for an agenda, they'll try to restrict you. They're very arrogant and haughty, and a very nasty, globalist, carbon-taxing city council that Austinites should get politically involved and defeat these scum. We need patriots here, not mainline liberals or mainline conservatives, but Ronnie, what else happened? Because this is part of a larger, dangerous trend of shutting down lemonade stands, banning cameras at town halls, arresting people that speak in court site. I mean, who cares if what you say is a perseveration and beginning to enter the realm of a Tourette'sian event? I'm the same way. So I'm not knocking you here. We're both annoying creatures. And I'm sure you're about to repeat the word over and over again, the term. But tell us what else happened there.
No, I won't hit you over the head with it. I really try not to be obnoxious. I try to be articulate. And one thing I have to say, though, that you're leaving out of my whole story is that I'm trying to help save our troops. Literally, I survived a traumatic brain injury similar to what our troops are coming home with, better than some, worse than others. And my main chemical that put me over the edge and back into the real world, ironically, was tetrahydrocannabinol. Somehow I convinced somebody to bring a joint to the hospital. I smoked it, and the next day my memory came back. I'm a new person. I'm trying to spread the news about this medicinal, actual, miraculous giving medicinal marijuana. It gave me my life back, and that's why I'm so devoted.
Now, see, I never even knew that. I never even knew that. I knew that you were a hemp activist, and I support that. I support freedom across the board, and I support states' rights. So that is wonderful news, Ronnie. We're about to go to Max Kaiser, who's kind enough to join us on short notice here for a segment or so via Skype from Paris with some very important news. So finish up with any other information that happened at the city council and where you're going from here, because I hear legal actions are being prepared.
That's right. I've got some great friends, and we're moving forward. But it was just they shut down. Basically, I was thrown out of there. I was literally escorted out of the building, and the cops watched me get in my car to leave. But the people who were there stayed there. They were still harassed. They weren't allowed to speak, and that's a completely new rule that the mayor dreamed up. That citizens can only, like, the agenda was 115 items. We were only allowed to speak on three of 115 items. Some wacky rule he decided to come up with, and those lockstep
yeah, that's saying that people, even if the issue was, dealing with demolishing your house, if you didn't sign up a week before, you can't speak. And if they're talking about 3 items that concern you, or 4 items, sorry, you can't talk about the 4th item. This is a council out of control. They're out of control all over the country. And as this develops and unfolds, Ronnie Reeferseed will continue to check in with you, okay? Thank you so much. In fact, I'm going to put you on hold and try to give you an email or something so you can stay in contact. I know Jaron asked me to give you his email. I'm joking. You're awesome. Jaron gets all these thousands of emails. He's like, how do I keep track of these? But Ronnie, we love you. You're a great guy. And I was saying that as a compliment. You've got to be the squeaky wheel to get the grease, and you certainly have gotten under their skin. A very articulate, smart guy when he's not repeating the Ronnie Reeferseed thing over and over again. But, hey, that's how you brand something to get people to pay attention to you. So I think he's a great guy, and we appreciate you. asked yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?